A new Jurassic World movie has just been announced. You heard that correctly, it isn't over yet. The Hollywood Reporter revealed that David Koepp, who wrote both Jurassic Park and The Lost World, is back, and that his script is in a well-liked shape, enough so that the studio is quietly discussing a 2025 release date. Can you believe it? A new Jurassic World movie is already in development to continue the Jurassic story left open in Dominion. An all-new era is being established with an all-new storyline. We've heard that production on this movie is expected to begin in roughly 4 to 6 months in the UK at Sky Studios. What does this all mean? We've got all the details in this video. Welcome to Jurassic Outpost. Now let's get into it. Despite Dominion marking the quote-unquote end of the franchise, 2024 is proving to be quite a fruitful year for Jurassic fans. With 2 exciting projects carrying on the franchise recently announced, we now have a third. And this one's the big one. A new Jurassic World movie is in development, and David Koepp is writing the screenplay. The Hollywood Reporter states, the studio is deep into the development of an all-new Jurassic World movie and has David Koepp back at the keyboard. David Koepp was the writer of the original 1993 Jurassic Park, famously directed by Steven Spielberg, and its sequel 1997's The Lost World Jurassic Park. The project, which has been flying under the radar, is far enough along, and the script is in a well-liked shape that the studio is whispering of a possible 2025 release date. Isn't that wild? The article reveals that Jurassic World trilogy producer Frank Marshall is currently steering the ship, alongside his producing partner Patrick Crowley, who also worked on the 3 World movies. It wasn't long ago that Frank Marshall made a comment during an interview that Jurassic World Dominion doesn't mark the end to him, but the beginning of a new era. Well, it sounds as though that era is about to begin. No information is currently known as to what this new era might be or represent, but the end of Dominion introduced us to a new world, so to speak, where humans in some areas of the world coexist or survive around dinosaurs. While the issue was not as globally threatening as perhaps once considered, the world definitely changed from, say, the end of the 3rd Jurassic Park movie to the end of Dominion, and the repercussions of that and all of the technology that is now on display provides an exciting canvas to expand upon. Imagine where the world could go from here. And that is reportedly what David Koepp has been doing. Bringing in legendary talent is a smart move, and one that wrote the very first movie that started this franchise makes a lot of sense. The Jurassic World movies tonally felt different to the first, and while the industry in general has of course changed, a lot of people left the final Jurassic World movie hoping that whatever comes next might feel a little bit closer to the first in both style and tone, and it appears that the studio and producers now think the same. Jurassic Park and The Lost World both shared elements of horror and terror that felt missing from the later movies, and David Koepp was obviously a part of that. Moving forward in the timeline makes sense to keep the current state of the franchise, the world brand, alive, but trying to return the tone of the story to its origins is a great way to keep this billion-dollar dinosaur/science fiction franchise alive. So what else does the article tell us? There is currently no director attached, but we have no doubt that the producers are and have been meeting with potential candidates. It's possible the studio may already have a director and potential leads in mind. We're sure there is a shortlist, and we're very excited to learn who is on it. We put together a list of some filmmakers we think would make a good choice for the director of Jurassic Park 7 or Jurassic World 4, whatever you want to call it, in a video a few months ago, and some of our choices included William Eubank, Lee Yaniak, Charlie Brooker, Bryce Dallas Howard, Dan Trachtenberg, among many others. Who do you hope to see will take the director's chair on the next Jurassic World movie? Share your thoughts below in the comments. Now, we don't believe that Steven Spielberg is coming back to direct. That would be pretty amazing if so, but his schedule is a little empty right now. That's all we'll say. It is unclear what form the relaunch is taking. It is known to be launching a new Jurassic era per sources with an all-new storyline. That would seem to rule out the return of the characters played by Jurassic World stars Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, and it seems characters featured in the original movies, played by Sam Neill, Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum, would also not be involved. The fact that it's being called a new Jurassic World instead of Jurassic Park may also be telling. That would suggest that the franchise is likely not taking a back-to-basics approach, but would go to parts unknown. The article also reveals that Executive VP of Production Development Sarah Scott and Creative Executive of Production Development Jacqueline Garrell will oversee the project for Universal. David Koepp's latest work includes Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny and the movie Presence. So what else do we know? Universal Pictures is said to be steamrolling ahead with the next Jurassic movie. The script is in great shape, and from what we've heard, production is set to be starting in about 4 to 6 months at Sky Studios in the UK. A relatively recent company, Sky Studios is a production company founded by Sky in 2019 that funds and produces television dramas, comedies, documentaries, basically a wealth of work across numerous channels. Sky recently developed Sky Studios Elstree, which is close to the existing Elstree Studios in the UK, and the space will provide production space for Sky's original content as well as film and TV productions from NBC Universal. Sounds like Jurassic's home will remain in the UK for now. The world movies, of course, were filmed across the globe in numerous locations, but the majority of studio filming for Fallen Kingdom and Dominion was done in the UK. It seems the same will be true for Jurassic World 4. A 2025 release. Is this even possible? Well, considering the production announcement states how happily things are moving along, how well the script has come along, and if we consider that production is expected to begin in 4 to 6 months, the studio must be pretty far along with this project already. When Jurassic Park 4, which ultimately was renamed to Jurassic World, was first announced, 2014 was the expected release date. After Colin was announced as director, the release date was pushed to 2015 to allow for screenplay rewrites. While this time around we expect the director, whoever that might be, won't be rewriting the script from David Koepp, there is always a chance that the development timeline may shift to align with certain schedules. But that all remains to be seen, of course. 2025 is still a rush, however. Jurassic movies have quite a lengthy post-production schedule, mostly due to the visual effects involved. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom filmed in February 2017, for example, and wrapped in July of the same year, and then released the following year in June of 2018. If Jurassic World 4, we'll call it that for now, begins filming now, then it could make a June 2025 release date, but hey, maybe they aren't aiming for June. Maybe the aim is for a winter 2025 release if all goes to plan. Or maybe this is a smaller movie, a more contained movie, a movie being written specifically to require less dinosaurs on screen, less visual effects. That would contribute to a shorter post-production schedule. Either way, we are pretty shocked by this news, especially the return of David Koepp. He's a personal favorite of ours. He's a legacy member of the Jurassic Park franchise, and now he's returning to write the next Jurassic movie. That is very exciting, and we can only hope that it remains in tune with the first two. While we are of course a little worried about the direction the franchise might take after Dominion, it sounds as though some of the right steps are being taken to ensure that whatever the next Jurassic movie is, it won't follow in the same steps as seen in the World era, instead establishing something new, hopefully something exciting, and something that feels very in line with what came before. There's a lot to talk about and a lot to get excited about. Who's going to direct? What will it be about? We'd love to hear your thoughts below in the comments, and of course stay tuned as we'll be covering this very exciting announcement and more in further videos.